Welcome back. Back in the kitchen with Lindsay Brooks, a pastry chef and caterer. Runaway Spoon is the name of her business. She'd be happy to cater your next party or do a special date night or small, even do intimate dinners for, two, or, maybe you want to do a dinner party, do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, 6, 8, 10 people, just to have us come in and actually do the cooking and the cleaning for you so you can relax and enjoy the company of your friends.
I love that idea. Entertaining in your own home, but you don't have to be in the kitchen the whole time. So
anyway. And you're a lot more comfortable in your home than you typically are in a restaurant.
I agree. And you want to invite people over, and it sounds like a nice idea. All right, dessert time. Talk about an elegant kind of wow-um dessert. Ever thought about making your own creme brulee, which is something, you see it out at the menu on restaurants, and I always want to order it, but I never really thought about doing it at home because it seems like it's a little complicated, a little over my head, but it's not, huh?
No, it's not. No, and we're going to get some heavy cream going to boil right off the bat. Okay. But then, creme brulee is one of those classic French desserts that I think intimidate a lot of people, but it is very simple as far as the ingredients, and once you've made it once, the process becomes really easy. But it's a little intimidating when you read the process, but I'm going to show you how to do it, and it's something that can be done 2 or 3 days in advance, so if you want to make it and then taste it to make sure it's good for the actual date night, you have plenty of time to do that.
Okay, nice to know. So bringing some heavy cream to heating that, and then brown sugar goes in with it?
Yes, about a half a cup of brown sugar and that 2 cups of heavy cream.
Okay. Any reason why we're using brown sugar?
I just like brown sugar. I think it gives it a little bit more of a rustic flavor to it, but if you only had confectionery sugar or even granulated sugar, you could throw that in too. So.
All right, in the same amount would you use?
Yep, about half a cup.
Okay, do I want to whisk that or just let it hang out?
You got to whisk it once or twice.
Okay.
And then we're going to work with a vanilla bean. If you can find fresh vanilla beans, it's a nice way to add a little bit of elegance to a dish. If you don't have it or you're stressing about it, you can use vanilla extract. So about 2 tablespoons of extract or the vanilla bean. So quite a bit of extract, but again, this is vanilla creme brulee, so you really want to taste that vanilla flavor first, and then the Irish cream comes second. Ooh. So for the fresh vanilla bean, I'm just going to split it open here. And then this is called the bean or the pod, and you want to take out those little black specks, which are the seeds. So you just split it in half, and then you take the back of your paring knife and you just kind of slide it across and get all those little black specks, which are those seeds, out.
It'll be neat because you'll be able to see those specks in the
once you actually,
Yeah, I love vanilla bean ice cream. It's and you can see the real vanilla in there. So this goes in.
Yep, you want to heat that. So you want to add that at that same process of the sugar and the heavy cream.
Okay.
And then what I normally do is I just throw the pod right on in there.
Okay, just to give it some extra flavor.
Give it some extra flavor. Yep. And like I said, you can use extract if you don't have the paste.
How long do we want to cook this?
Bring it up to a boil.
Okay.
Doesn't need to boil over, but it needs to definitely kind of simmer for you.
Okay.
And now we need to do eggs. So we're going to do 3 egg yolks and 2 whole eggs.
Okay. All right. So we'll do the 2. I'll let you do the yolks.
You got it.
That's exactly the way I do it. I don't have one of those fancy gadgets.
I don't know. I don't do a whole lot of gadgets. And this was when, if you're separating it and the little bit of white gets in with your yolks, that's fine. Or if you break one of the yolks, it's still fine. It's one of those recipes that is a little forgiving on the separating of the eggs.
Okay. But the egg yolks really make it,
It actually adds a lot more richness and intense to the flavor and that creaminess that we're all used to having whenever we're able to have creme brulee. And Amy, you're going to watch your cream. It's going to boil over on you here.
Okay.
So that's perfect. You don't want it to boil over, but you want to bring it to that level.
Got it.
And then we're going to add 1/4 of a cup of Irish cream.
So like a Bailey's?
Bailey's is great.
Okay.
Yep. And we're going to add that into the eggs. We don't want to cook that part of it. We want to keep kind of that raw alcohol flavor into it.
Now, you said this is more of a method, so we're doing an Irish cream creme brulee. If you didn't want to do that Irish cream,
you can just omit that if you want.
Just omit it. Just do the eggs and the egg yolk, and then you do a vanilla.
Yep.
Okay.
Or if you like Cointreau, let's say you wanted orange flavored or a different type of alcohol flavor.
What about chocolate?
You could definitely do chocolate. I would just throw some chocolate chips into the pot right there, whisk that in, and then marinate it or mix it in with your eggs.
Okay.
So the process here is you've got your eggs whipped together, whether they have the alcohol in there or they don't. You want them nice and whipped together, and then you want your hot cream there. And you can have a partner in the kitchen, or you can try to balance both of it. But you want to slowly pour in that heavy cream or that hot heavy cream into your egg mixture.
Okay, because we don't want to have scrambled eggs, so we kind of want to temper this a little bit. So.
If you're at home, you can always do your stand mixer if you have one and pour it into the stand mixer while the mixer is running. if that helps you.
Looks perfect.
Perfect.
No scrambled.
And if you do, if it's your first time making it and you realize you scrambled little eggs, you can strain it.
Okay.
If you've got a lot of scrambled eggs, maybe start over.
Yeah. Okay.
So like I said, you just want to give it a really good whisk. Now you have two options at this point. You can pour it into ramekins, or you can put it in the fridge and wait a few days and bake it when you actually need it.
Really?
So it's a very stable dessert to actually make. But what we're going to do is we're going to pour it into ramekins. The ramekins need to be in a dish that you can put it in a hot water bath.
Okay.
So, for example, we've got the 4 ramekins in that 8-inch pan, and you want the water to come at least halfway up your ramekins.
Okay,
so
and we want to make sure that these ramekins can take the heat too.
Yep,
so
yep.
heat-proof dishes.
Go ahead, fill your ramekins, throw them into the oven. You want 350 degrees, and they take about 45 minutes. You're going to look for them to look like Jell-O. They'll be a little soft, but they're going to move in the same consistency.
And then hot water goes around?
Yep, just regular tap water will go in, and like I said, about 45 minutes.
Okay.
Cool completely before you actually use them or serve them. So
Okay.
this is a must-do
Here
ahead.
they are, and then we're going to show the torch thing. A little bit of
Sure,
sugar
so
on the
about
top.
a tablespoon of sugar on each one.
Okay, and this is after they've already set up.
Yep, and then I'm going to light the torch.
This is fun. Get out the hubby's blowtorch.
You know, here's
okay.
the part where you ask your husband or friend to have a torch to come on over and torch them.
All right, we're going to fire these up and show you how they look when we come back. Recipes on the website. Stay with us.